Okay, we're ready. We're ready.
You guys can do.
I see the link.
Yay! Finally. Okay, I will share this in the Facebook group.
Trying to pull it up on my little tablet here so I can see what's going on. It's being contrary. Okay, come on. Where's the live? Oh, there it is. For some reason, it's in my feed. Hi, everyone. See if I can pull up the chat so I can see what everybody's saying. Okay. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting my YouTube to cooperate. I'd like to be able to see your comments. If you're just joining us, put a note in the chat letting us know where you're from. And if this is your first Stamp Wars, let us know that as well. And I'm sorry, my face is as red as I don't know. I've just been running around like crazy this just now. I kind of took a 4-hour nap today, but I needed it.
Took like a 20-hour nap yesterday.
Oh, you probably needed it from that travel nightmare you experienced.
That was such a blessing that you were there for that young lady and was able to get her home. Like that, you're just an angel.
I didn't know about that. You'll have to tell us about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Sheila. Hi, Frida. Hey, Jojo. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Harley. Hello, Catherine, our administrator moderator. We're so glad you're here. Yes, don't forget to go to live chat, everybody. Hi, Tam Dog. Hi, Tuana. Hi, Ursulette. Thank you for your card, Ursulette. Very sweet. Hi from Oklahoma. Hi, Pat. Hi, Pam. Houston.
From everywhere.
Hi, Frida.
Hi, Miss Frida.
Our special guest is Amanda Nerdy Krafter.
Yep,
Some of you.
I'm putting all of her things.
Yeah.
On second.
Thank you.
Oh, Jane is joining us from Scotland. That's cool. Hello. That's more of a British accent than a Scottish accent.
I did my ancestry DNA, and I am like 20% Italian, 20% Irish, and 20% English. So I'm like all.
Well, only 20%. Like mine is like. It's so many different things. I cannot get over.
A little bit of everything else, but it's like 24, 25, 23. Like the majority of me is all over yonder.
Mine's English and a little bit of Irish, Scottish, and a little bit of German. You know, it's just it's so much all mixed in together.
It's awesome.
Yes, Teresa, that's the Yinzer accent.
The Pittsburgh.
Yep, from Pittsburgh.
So what's like a famous thing, like something that Pittsburgh people say that nobody else says?
So, for example, what is this to you?
A rubber band?
It's a rubber gum band. It's a gum band.
Okay. So now is it pop, Coke, or soda?
Pop.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And it's not subs. They're called hoagies. Hoagies.
Oh, okay.
But the first time I said rubber gum band, everybody in this group looked at me like, what is she talking about? I said, well, I'm from Pittsburgh. We call them gum bands. That's what we call them.
I've never heard of that.
And say, what is it when it's your sister's, when it is your aunt's kid? What do you call them?
Cousin. With a T at the end. Cousin. Yes. Cousin.
So I have a really good friend and I love him dearly. And so his dad passed away and his dad's brother's wife passed away. And they ended up his mom and the sister's husband got together.
Wow.
And they brought kids together. So it's like dad,
brothers,
uncle, and like cousin, sister, cousin, brother. Whenever we talk, he's like, "Oh yeah, I just saw cousin brother the other day," and I'm like, my mind just every time, I love it, but my head just spins. I'm like, we need to do a family tree. Like we need to write this down because I need to see how this all flows.
That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
Uncle, brother, cousin, sister. I'm like, what?
Yep. Here's another thing we say. Teresa just typed it because Teresa's from Pittsburgh too. The roads are going to get slippy when we get snow.
I've seen pictures of like cars like just going backwards down hills.
Yeah. Yep.
I live in Arizona. I've lived in Arizona since I was 3, and we've had snow here 3 times since I was 3. And it melts as soon as it hits the ground, basically. But there was once I was in school and they let us out. They're like, go to recess because we never get snow. We're all like out there playing, and it melted as soon as it hit the ground. But it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in Arizona, it never snows.
Amanda, give me that code again, please.
So it's AI Stamp Wars SW10.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Teresa, are you Candace's niece? I know she has a niece named Teresa that lives in Pittsburgh.
Asheville, Ohio. Oh,
That's Star. Star's with all her crafty friends doing a
yay.
retreat.
I love retreat.
It's cool. Star's great. We met her in person at a couple events.
That's awesome.
Hey, Mandy. Hi, Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, sweeper. That's right, Sheila. We say sweeper instead of like vacuum cleaner. We say sweeper.
And pop instead of soda.
Pop. Yep. We have several people on from Canada, so welcome.
Yay.
Okay, so why don't we got everybody's link now. What gallery view? Okay. Hello, everybody. Oh, need my glasses. Forgot them.
Hello, Mrs. Moyer.
Are you gonna change it? Oh, we're wearing the same color.
I just noticed that. I can't change it till next month when I get back from my honeymoon because my passport still says McCabe. So
Yeah.
Just make him take your last name.
he actually said, because I was so upset about changing my name because that would be the last piece of my dad. Because after I got divorced, I went back to my maiden name and I swore that I would never change my name again. And so when we went for the marriage license, Steve said, would you want me to change my name to your name?
Aww.
And I was like, no, I'll change my name to your name.
You also said you'd never get married again. So
I did say I would never get married again.
You can always put McCabe as your middle name. So when you change
No,
it.
I don't want to go through hyphenating it. And because of all of the paperwork that I have had to do in my line of business, I know what a pain it is for people with their names.
No, just change your middle name. Don't hyphenate. Like change your middle name.
I don't want to do all that. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. So for those of you who are new, I'm Nancy. Thank you for joining us on my channel. We started Stamp Wars, Tracy and I. We said, what has it been now, Tracy? 6-7 years ago?
Yes.
6 years ago. Actually, yeah, during COVID, where a bunch of our friends came together with a surprise package. And in this surprise package, we're going to open in just a moment, is a bunch of products which we are all going to have fun with. And then we bring in a surprise guest or two. And today's surprise guest is Amanda from the Nerdy Krafter. And I have put her YouTube channel down in the description below. When we're done, I'll put her Instagram and everything else. And a surprise sponsor, which we will announce in just a moment as well. And the whole point of this, A, is for us to have a little bit of fun because we don't know what's in the package. And B is to introduce you guys to some new creative artists if you haven't heard of them before. So thank you, Amanda, for joining us. And C, more importantly, is to support these companies because Sometimes you've heard of these companies, sometimes you haven't heard of these companies, but it's to give you a point of view from 3 different creative people here. So me, Tracy, and Amanda will be playing with these items today, and to give you an idea from different vantage points of how to use these items. All of the past Stamp Wars are all saved in the Stamp Wars playlist on my channel, so you can go back and check them out. So if you've ever purchased items from Stamp Wars previously and you're like, I don't remember what they did with this, not only can you go back and check out Stamp Wars, but you can check out any follow-up videos that we have done as well. I will do a follow-up video, and I will also have a giveaway for one lucky winner to win some of the products that we're going to be showcasing tonight as well. So thank you to our sponsor for sponsoring us. Thank you for Amanda for playing along, and we are going to get right into it. If you have any questions, type it down in the chat. We have our moderator, Catherine, who will be reading and answering the chat. So thank you, Catherine, for moderating with us tonight. And if you have any further questions regarding anything, join our group, the Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook. And we're going to get right into it, because usually what happens with Stamp Wars is people want to go shopping. I do believe we have a 10% discount code for a very limited amount of time, and things tend to sell out very quickly during Stamp Wars. So we are not offended.
Right.
If once you hear the discount, you stop and want to go shopping, you can always come back and watch Stamp Wars, but the sale ends when the sale ends. So we're going to go hands down, and we're going to let Amanda take away and let you guys know what the discount code is, so you guys can do some shopping while we go hands down and open our packages.
Perfect.
If I can remember how to do that.
I know. So the coupon code that we have for tonight, it's going to be in the description box, but is AI for Art Impressions and SW for Stamp Wars 10. And that will get you 10% off until 2:25 at midnight. And the midnight is Pacific time.
Yes.
So know that it's midnight Pacific time, but check that out. They have some amazing products. They just recently came out with, I call it like the postage style stamp that they've come out with. Finally, I'm so excited. But they call it their storyboard. So it just came out this week. I've got it ordered, and I'm so excited. I know. I wish I had.
I saw that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
opened it. Isn't that cute?
Oh, we're opening it. Okay, here we
Yay.
go.
Okay. So I already, because I own like almost all of their stuff. I have everything already. So I've got mine already laid out when we pick this out.
Yeah, Amanda, you're on the design team, right?
I'm not. I've just worked with the company for a number of years, and I teach watercolor classes in Arizona. So I have all their stuff because I teach classes and I love their products.
Oh, awesome.
Can I just say you nailed it with picking these products out, because I always need birthday and I always need thank you cards, and I'm so far behind on my birthday cards already. So this is so cute. So cute. We have a paper. Somebody's going to win this whole set here. We have a set of 24 designs, double-sided, 80-pound, 24 pieces cardstock art impressions paper pack, and it's all mini birthday paper pad, a pack of watercolor paper, a pack of the stamps and dies included.
Nice.
Baby critters set, and they are just so adorable, of little like circus animals, elephant, giraffe, lion, hippo. These are just so, the font of the birthday. Oh, they're just so cute. We'll talk about that. And then a beautiful stitch tags dies. These are huge. So this is the extra set that I got. And so you'll want to watch for my follow-up video, because somebody is going to win this set right here. So I'm putting this off this aside to send to the winner.
And it's such a great set. It's one of the older sets, but it's one that I really love.
The classic that you're going to always reach for.
It is. And I am with the hippo. We just got a new baby hippo in Arizona, and I am so in love with baby hippos. So yeah, I'm going to go visit her or him very soon. So I'm so excited about that. But I'm also participating in the Cards for Cubs. So that's going on in the month of March. So I'm building up all my birthday cards so I can send in either birthday or encouragement cards for Cards for Cubs. So I thought this set was just perfect for, our everyday stash. And then also if you want to donate to foster kids. So Cards for Cubs is put on by Barely Art, and they collect cards to send to foster kids.
Oh, that's a great idea. You'll have to send me the information on that, and I will link it in the description for anybody who wants to participate in that.
Absolutely.
So if I can jump in, ladies, with me being the host for tonight, as far as I get to do the sabotages.
We were trying to avoid that.
I know, I can
We're just
tell.
talking.
I can tell. But hey, I'm gonna, jump in here just to say this is gonna tie in so well with what I have in mind. So you must make one card, okay, with your watercolor. And you must also make a tag, which I did not know we were getting a tag die, but how convenient that is. So okay, so here's the rules. When you make your card, you have to use a little bit of everything. You have to use some pattern paper, you have to use a stamp and a die, okay? You have to use a die from this set, and you have to use your watercolor paper. And for your die, that's your second thing. You have to make a card using
your tag.
everything, okay? Then you have to make a tag, okay? Second
Okay.
thing. And the second thing, the tag, you don't have to use everything, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
And then we all have talked about our favorites, but I like to use Korean markers for my watercolor markers. What are you thinking about using, Nancy?
I have on my desk, Stephen bought me for my birthday the whole, well, I don't know if it's a whole collection, but it's a pretty large collection of Zig markers. So I will be using those.
Okay. And Amanda, what are you using?
And I'm a Tombow girl, so that's the ones that Art Impressions generally uses. So I've been using them for a long time now. They are my watercolor of choice.
Okay, so we're all using a different style, which is what I was hoping. And that's the first set of like guidelines that I'm going to put out there. And I will be putting a sabotage in about 20 minutes.
Oh goodness. Okay, so get going quickly. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now you can talk a little bit about Art Impressions and how you got to get involved in them.
So I actually met them at one of our local shows. They used to come to Arizona twice a year to a rubber stamp show and also to Scrapbook Expo. And I sat and watched Bonnie watercolor for the entire 2 days they were here. They didn't have any classes at this show, and I was like in love with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to jump in and buy some of the product and start using it. And I did, and I was so intimidated by it. I'm like, I just can't do this. I just kept buying it and never using it, which I'm sure so many of us have that issue.
Yes.
And then I went to the next show, and they had a line around the building. And I walked up, and they're like, their computers had crashed. Their son, who designs the paper, Joel, he's usually the one that fixes their computers, but he was on a plane because he was at a different show, and they were freaking out. They're like, it's not working. We don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, oh, I do IT for work. Can I help? And Bonnie's dragging me across the room. Here, she can fix it. So I helped fix the computer and help them get their backlog up, and everything was great. And they were so grateful. And then I was like, no problem. If you ever need help again at another show, just let me know. And they're like, yeah, okay, thanks. Next show comes, same thing happens, and they're like, that's it. You're working every single show in Arizona that we ever participated in.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a great story.
So yeah, so I worked the shows when they came to town. I was able to, have dinner with Bonnie and Phil, and their whole family is absolutely amazing. I've gone out to Oregon a couple times to work when they had warehouse sales. I'm signed up for their Bible journaling retreat this summer, so I'm going to be going out there for that.
That sounds like fun.
It is amazing, so much fun, and a great company. They are so caring and so kind, and all the kids are involved in one way or the other, and it's amazing.
That's what we want to hear.
Now, I didn't get a chance to ask them. Do you know how long they've been in business by chance?
They just celebrated one of their anniversaries. I want to say 30 or 40 years. It's been a long time.
I was going to say they've been one of the originals, I think, right?
Yeah, they've been around a super long time.
Nancy, have you ever seen them?
I know. I haven't seen that. I'm sure I've probably seen them in shows a long time ago, but I know I have been buying Art Impression stamps, the rubber stamps,
Yeah, the red
many,
rubber.
many years ago. Like, they always make like that snarky old lady stamp.
Oh my god, I
What
love
I'm
that
talking about,
lady.
the cranky old lady. And I
Yeah,
know I
those are
have quite
fun.
a few of those.
Yeah.
So Art Impressions is a stamp company. It's kind of like Hero Arts. Like, they are a staple company when it comes to rubber stamps. So
Yes.
I know they have been around a long time. I knew they were family owned. But I never really interacted with them. So I was super excited when you said, we have a new sponsor, and thank you, Amanda, for hooking us up.
Yeah, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. That was great. That was great. I love these papers. They're so pretty.
At any time that I can highlight a company, especially the small mom and pop companies, and give them a little, shout out is exactly what we do, because
Right.
we want to keep these companies around. Now, unfortunately, they don't go out to the shows anymore.
Right.
But they're online and they do lives like 3 times a week, and they're constantly out there educating and teaching and showing. And then I teach classes locally in Arizona, so there's always opportunities to use these products and learn. And
Good.
Yes. And they're
Great.
classic. They're very classic designs. I know that. Like I said, I'm sure that I have stamps of theirs that are probably, when did I start this? Even before I started scrapbooking and card making, that are at least 15 years old, that are still staples in my
oh yeah,
collection.
yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I've never had any of their products before. So
I'm
this
sure
is,
you do, because they're also known for their floral stamps. You don't
uh-huh.
have to watercolor their stamps. I know that's
No.
what they're known for, is their watercoloring, but you don't have to. They have some very beautiful stamps that you can just stamp and color just normally. They have some
Okay.
very beautiful scenic stamps, floral stamps. They have a wide array. No matter what kind of stamps you're interested in, they have them.
Well,
And
I
I
was
do
looking at
both.
their website too, and I saw those beautiful scenes, the sceneries.
Yes.
So pretty. So pretty.
And they have like paper piecing, so you can do, they've got this adorable little elf that is paper pieced. So you can do paper piecing, you can do watercoloring, you can do Copic markers, alcohol markers. Like it's a gamut. You can do whatever you want with them. So it's kind of whatever works for you. So I just found a new ink, because like I'm all about like what inks are out there. Lisa Horton has this new ink. It's called Cloud 9. And this ink actually works perfectly. And I tested it with the yellow. Like, yellow is the gold standard. If it doesn't bleed with yellow, then you're good. Both watercolor and alcohol markers.
Well, I have Lisa Horton inks. Yeah.
Yeah, this Cloud 9 works both
Yeah.
ways.
Cloud Nine inks. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
some of those. I know Nancy used to. Do you still have yours, Nancy?
I think I sent them to you.
Okay. Well, maybe you sent them to somebody. Yeah. I don't know.
I only use her
Interferency.
yeah, because I
Yes.
had to downsize after I moved.
Oh, that's right. I think you did send them to me. Yeah.
And I love her interference inks also. But this one, it's really hard. Altenew had one that was, supposed to go both ways. And I struggled with it. But this one, it actually does work both ways.
I
Cool.
do want to mention that the stamps are high quality photopolymer stamps, and they are made in the US, because I know a lot of you guys asked me that.
Yep.
And I'm about to open these papers, because I know the next question I'm going to get asked. I can already tell from touching them. You can hot foil on these papers.
Nice.
Awesome.
These
they're
are
nice and
a high
smooth.
quality paper, and they have a little bit of a sheen, a gloss on them, you guys. Can you see that? So that means that these will hot foil beautifully. So for my friends that are hot foiling, yes, I gave in. I ordered the Anna Griffin Guild machine.
Yay.
So I will be teaching on that once I learn it. But these papers
should work.
Yes, these will work beautifully. Great.
Awesome.
I love glossy papers. They're not like super glossy, but they have that smooth sheen. These will definitely hot foil.
Yeah, they're nice and smooth. Yeah.
And they're double-sided.
Yes.
And it's
And
called
the images are amazing.
Mini Birthday Paper. That's the name of the paper. Mini Birthday. They're so cute. There's a lot of purples, ladies. I know you like your purples.
It's like pinks, purples, and blues. Those are
Yeah, they're very
fabulous.
pastel. There's some cute hearts, stripes, gingham. I mean, it doesn't even have to be birthday. One side is birthday, but the other side is just very, like baby themed, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
Candles, confetti, like birthday.
Right.
I mean,
Sure.
my stepdaughter was just here for the wedding, and she's like, I have to go to a 1-year-old birthday party. And I luckily had a little card for her, but this would have been perfect.
Oh yeah,
Well, and they
definitely.
have 2 different paper sizes. So they have the 6x6, but they also have a larger one too.
I just can't get over how smooth this paper is. I'm just
Isn't
like
it great?
molesting it.
I know what Nancy's going to be ordering. Paper.
Love this paper.
Yeah, this is this is right here. The Valentine's one just came out also. So this came out just a couple weeks ago. But they do have 2 different ones. So if you're doing like a journal or need the longer, they have the longer paper pad also.
Think of everything, don't they?
They do. They have such cute stuff.
So what is this watercolor paper we're using? Can you tell us about what you sent us here?
So this is actually Strathmore is the watercolor paper that they sent us. They had a bunch of
Okay.
it from previous classes that they
Okay.
taught. The one I generally use, they do sell it in their store, is a Canson XL.
Okay.
Is one of my favorites. So I like both. They just, have a little bit of different texture to it.
Okay.
So it's kind of whatever works for.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I definitely personally am generally a Canson XL girl. That's the one that I use the most.
So I want to show you guys what I like about art impressions, and they've pretty much always done this, is they give you an idea of what it should look like. So I'm just going to pull out here. And this came with the stamp set. So not only do you have the image, but if you just follow how the image is colored in, obviously the stamp is just a regular outline stamp, okay? But if you look at the image, it's colored in. Like this is lighter, then there's a little shadow. There's a shadow. See, there's a shadow. So if you follow that, it is a guide on how you can color these images. But the sentiments say happy birthday, big birthday wishes, age is irrelevant. You rule, party animal, I'm wild about you, happy birthday, hippopotamus, this is huge, I love you a ton. So it doesn't have to be just birthday. It's this little bird blowing out, what do we call those? A noisemaker, an elephant holding a cake, a lion with a balloon, a giraffe with the streamers around him. So you can use this for any kind of celebration. It does not have to be a birthday, but it is super cute. You could do this for, any kind of congratulations. You can do this for, an announcement. Maybe somebody's having a baby shower. You could use this for this as well. So I don't think this is just a birthday set. I can see why they designed it that way, but it doesn't have to be just birthday. So this is very versatile.
So cute.
And I love that it says dies included. And
Isn't that
I
great?
just used my snips and I cut the dies and they all cut very easily. And there, it wasn't difficult at all. So
and they do such a beautiful job die cutting the images also. Joel is actually the son. So he's the one that designs the paper. So Joel does the paper, and then he's the one that does all of these images with the shading. And he does such a great job. So if you think about it, like wherever your face is pointing on this elephant, the sun's kind of coming towards your face. So the light's coming and the front part of him is lighter and the backside's darker. And he does all that for these stamps. So like you said, it makes coloring easier when you don't have to figure out where the light sources are, where things, where to put everything.
Nice. Very nice.
Such a gifted family. Absolutely. Talented, gifted. Their daughter, Kim, creates stamps. She does some of the lives. Bonnie is the matriarch. She's the one that started the company. And she does a ton of lives. Their daughter, Kendra, is at medical school. She'll be graduating, I think, this year. But she's been doing lives in her free time when she has a few moments away from medical school.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just absolutely a family affair. Phil, the husband, he does the red rubber stamps for us. So when we do throwbacks and, bring out some of the older stamps throughout the month, he helps press all those and cuts them out. So it's just a great family. And of course, the girlfriend stamps are a hoot.
Oh, yeah. Those are funny. So much to choose from. I mean, I would love to be able to do some Bible journaling and stuff like that. I think that would be
Oh, they're
really, Really
They
nice.
do like one stamp a quarter. So let me see if I can find this quarter stamp. I think I have it right here. So this is this quarter's stamp.
Okay.
And it's his love set, and there's different Bible verses that go along with it that they use. So and then I have special paper that goes right in the margins of your Bible or your journal or whichever,
Great.
whatever kind of speaks to you. I think I did a card.
Hello, Linda. Hi, Jane. Jane, I listed the item numbers. I will put the links in the descriptions once we are done. But there is my art impressions link if you want to use that. And then you can search by item number.
Barbara wants to know where the class is held in Arizona.
So I'm going to be teaching in Mesa at a studio called Just Create Studio.
Okay, sounds good. We have Linda on from South Australia. Our moderator, Catherine, is from Australia as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that our craft brings us together across the world.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree.
I've met so many amazing people from all over the world.
Well, we met you in person on the cruise.
I know.
Yeah.
We took a cruise to Alaska a couple years ago, and
wasn't that fabulous?
It was.
Except for getting COVID afterwards. That was not
fun. No.
So it looks like the dies are going to cut out all of the images, but there aren't dies, just the sentiments. The sentiments you would just cut out.
Yep. Or you can use the tags have different
sizes.
Tags that might work also.
Perfect. Yes. I see that.
Speaking of sentiments, I would like you to do a first sabotage. I would like you to do at some point emboss something embossed. Okay.
No, I'm glad I didn't stamp that yet then.
Well, I see. I'm a nice host. I like.
What's that mean? Huh?
Give us a warning.
I'm gonna make it really hard now next month. And we also have a new sponsor next month.
Exciting.
So awesome. I love how you guys introduce us to new companies and let us try new products, and it's so much fun.
Well, we really appreciate you being on our show again. Thank you. We know you had a very busy day today.
Well, I appreciate you guys bringing me back. I had so much fun the last time, and those little fingers, oh my goodness, that was such a hoot.
See, Tracy doesn't come up with mean sabotages like that.
No.
I'm like, tape your hands together, put these fingers on. Like, I come up with mean sabotage.
Well, and Nancy, the people that are watching want that. They're like, Tracy's too nice.
That's okay.
That evil little laugh.
That's how we are in real life too, you guys. You should know that Tracy keeps me grounded. So Tracy came to my wedding. We just did a very small, intimate. It was just our immediate family and our kids, and we had one friend each. So I had Tracy and Steve had his one friend. That was it, you guys, because we're gonna do a barbecue this summer. And Steve was like, Tracy is so nice. How is she like your friend? And I'm like, that's why she's so nice, because she's my friend. He knows I'm not always the easiest person to get along with.
Oh, hey, we all have our dark sides. I was telling ladies at the stamp club this morning about how my husband and I had a big argument yesterday, but I was like, I think I just needed sleep.
You couldn't call me because I was in a 24-hour travel nightmare.
That was wild.
That was too bad.
Yeah.
So what's the story about you helped somebody? I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So I'll tell everybody what happened, because I know not everybody's on my Facebook. So I was in Pittsburgh for work. I did get to see Tracy, which was very nice. But I often travel to Pittsburgh for work. Now, usually I drive, but lately I just have been getting lazy and I don't feel like driving. Okay. So there is a local airport that is 50 minutes from my house. I drive to that airport and then I get on one plane. It's a small airport. And then I take a connecting a connecting flight. So because it's such a small airport, there's no direct flight to Pittsburgh. So I usually have a connecting flight in Philadelphia or a connecting flight in Charlotte. And the connecting flight has been lately in Charlotte because it's American Airlines, and which is fine. I usually don't have any issues. So getting there was not a problem. I got there, I got to work. I worked all week. So Thursday, I was supposed to leave. Thursday morning, I get up at 5:00 in the morning to get to the airport, to return my rental car, to do my flight. My black ink is not dry. And they say, they get us all boarded on the plane. And then they say, we have a computer issue, so we're not going to be taking off yet. Just, sit tight, everybody. So we're like, okay. So then they tell us all, get off the plane because this is going to take a while. So they make us all. Now I have like an hour and a half layover before I have to catch my next flight. So I'm not really panicking yet. But then they tell us to get off the plane, and I'm like, this is going to be a while. So sure enough, they say the computer problem. They order another computer. They get it on the plane, and they say the computer we got on the plane doesn't work. And now we have to, so pause here for a second. My Stellar ink is not drying and running, and I don't want to get the heat gun out, so I'm going to get another black ink to use. So they're
Okay.
like, we have to get you another.
Claire is my next.
Versafine Claire, I'm going to use that.
I used old-fashioned Versafine without the Claire.
Yeah.
I just used this.
Yep,
because I've
perfect.
seen Christina Warner use it with her watercolor, and I never have any problem with it.
Versafine is my second best.
I'm going to use that. So and I'm just going to flip this over and stamp it on the back. So then I knew now I'm going to definitely miss my first connecting flight. So I get a notice because I use the app. I get a notification. Okay, you are going to be on the next connecting flight, which is, a couple hours later. So I'm not freaking out because I'm like, okay, better to be safe than be on an airplane that doesn't work.
Sure.
So, I'm notifying Steve, hey, I'm not going to be home when I thought. They put me on another connecting flight. Like, don't worry about it. So they fixed the airplane, but I'm noticing it's really cutting it close to me getting on this other plane. So sure enough, we land in Charlotte, and Charlotte is under construction right now. And it is a really big airport. And it says on my boarding pass, like they're locking the gates. Like if you don't make it there, you're not getting on the plane. So Nancy, who is not in shape at 49 years old, goes literally running across the airport. And it says on the phone, like on the app, it will take you 19 minutes to get from your gate to the other gate.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't make it. I was like, like passed out at the guy's gate. And I'm like, I need to get on this plane. And he's like, you're not getting on that plane. We closed the doors.
No.
Oh my.
I didn't make it.
That's terrible.
So upset at American Airlines.
Sounds like even a person who runs a marathon wouldn't have made it. There was just not enough time.
Yeah. So that plane left without me. And I was like, okay. So he's like, okay, we have another plane. You got to hang out in the airport for 3 hours. So I had to hang out in the Charlotte airport for 3 hours. Now, they were nice enough to give me a $12 meal voucher. Let me tell you what $12 gets you in the airport.
Nothing.
Not very much. Okay. It got me 3 chicken fingers, and the chicken fingers cost me $13 and change. It did not get me a drink. It did not get me anything else. So yeah, I got 3 chicken fingers out of it. Now, that's not the point. My company does pay me when I travel, but still, I could only imagine if I was just like this young girl, which I'm going to tell you her story in a minute. Like if I was not expecting this, if I was, just a regular, everyday, average traveler, if I was a mother with children,
on a budget.
Yeah. I just was like, or if I was like, maybe I had a funeral to go to, who knows? I
What a
just was like
nightmare.
losing it. So then the plane is to go from the connecting flight back to my local airport. Now, mind you, when I land in my local airport, I still have to drive an hour home, right? 50 minutes. So I could have gotten, at this point, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. I could have gotten in a car at 10 o'clock in the morning when this all started, rented a car, and drove from Pittsburgh to Delaware, and I would have been home already.
Oh my God.
Yep.
But I'm stuck in an airport at 6 o'clock in the evening, about to get on another plane, hopefully. So the plane is delayed. It's delayed about a half an hour before they finally let us on. And everybody's like, okay, what's going on? And when we start to get into where our local airport is, he told us it's only whatever the flight time was. Well, it was taking him a long time. Like, he wasn't landing the plane. And everybody's like, what is going on? Like, you could hear the people on the plane starting to
Oh
mumble.
my
Like,
gosh, that's so funny. We
yeah,
say
like,
that at work.
what's
Let's land
going
the plane.
on?
Let's land the plane.
Right. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on? Well, here he was circling the airport because there was so much fog, he couldn't land the plane.
Oh my gosh.
So he put the landing gear down and he made one attempt at trying to land, and he comes back on, and it was a very young pilot. So I don't know if he was just inexperienced or what, but he goes, I'm sorry, folks, because of the fog, I was not able to land the plane, and we're running out of fuel. So I have to fly you guys to Philadelphia, and we're going to have to figure it out there.
Oh my gosh. I bet you everybody on the plane went, no, not
Everybody was
Philadelphia.
so irritated. So, and at that point, we're like running out of fuel. So he doesn't have a choice. So he gets off the plane and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm out of my pilot hours for the day. They're going to have to give you a new pilot. They get us all off the plane.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, so they're going to fuel up the plane and give us a new pilot, right? Nope. They tell us there is another plane. Now, this is in Philadelphia. There's another plane like way down the hallway. So, of course, half the people go running down the hallway to get on this plane. And at this point, I should have done what I wanted to do, which was I'm going to rent a car. Like, this was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night. I should have at that point just rented a car. And I didn't. I was like, let me go try to get on this plane. And then I'm in my mind thinking I'm just going to rent a car if I can't get on this plane. But let me give it, because if I rent a car from Philadelphia to the airport, is 2.5 hours, where I have to return the car and pick up my car and drive. Basically I'm driving 3.5 hours to get home. So I'm like, or it's a half an hour flight from Philadelphia to my airport. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get on this plane. And I am one of the last people to get on the plane. So I get on the plane thinking, okay, finally, I'm going to get home. Well, fate had other ideas for me. So I was a little irritated because there was at least 10 more empty seats on this plane. Our plane was full. So that means there was people still standing out there waiting that couldn't get on this plane. They didn't fully load our plane, which really irritated me because I knew there were people that were in the same situation as me that were bounced around all day. And Salisbury, Maryland is where we were landing. Is a very small airport. There is no way they couldn't have put those 10 extra people on that plane with me, And then we don't take off right away. We're sitting on the tarmac for half an hour, and the pilot comes on and he goes, we have too much weight. We're going to sit here and burn off fuel for half an hour.
Oh my gosh.
So he doesn't take off right away. And
it's probably why they didn't put all those passengers on, huh?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. But why would you have that? Doesn't make any sense though, because you spec out an airplane for full capacity.
Right.
So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm on the plane at this point. So he flies to Salisbury and makes 2 attempts through the fog. and he can't make it. He goes down and goes back up. And at that point, I knew I wasn't going to get home.
Oh my gosh.
So they fly us back to Philadelphia again. And I had it at that point. It's now, I don't know, like 11 o'clock at night. I don't know what time it is. It's pretty late. And no, it's like midnight. And I call Steve and I'm like, it's probably later than that. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting home tonight. Like, I don't know if they're going to give us a hotel room or what they're going to do. Well, we get off the plane and there is one more flight, they tell us, and they want us to wait for the fog to lift and they're going to put us on this flight. And I'm like, if that fog didn't lift the last 2 airlines, it's not going to lift right now. There's no weather coming through. There's no rain coming through. It's not going to heat up. So that fog is not going to lift. There's no way they're going to let another plane go through that. So there's a young lady who's getting off the plane with me, and she's pretty upset. I mean, she's in her 20s or so, and she's like, I on the phone with her mom, and I can hear her visibly upset. And she's like, Mom, I don't know what to do. They didn't tell me what to do. And there was nobody there. There was nobody in customer service. There was nobody when we got off the plane.
Oh my gosh.
There was no one in that airport. And it's like probably midnight at this point, I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm just so tired of all the running through the airport. Then they tell us, go down to this other gate, which is where this other plane is going to go out. And it's going to go out. Yeah. Cause it was midnight. Cause it was supposed to go out at 12:43. And I was like, they're not going to let another plane try to fly this. No way. After 2 pilots failed, there's no way they're going to allow another plane to do that. So I said to her, I had contacted my boss earlier in the day and said, listen, I need to rent a car. Do I have permission to rent a car and get home? And he was like, yes, of course. So I had already arranged that if this didn't work out, I was going to rent a car from Philadelphia and drive home. So it's 2.5 hours from one airport to the other, and then another hour for me to get home. So I said to her, listen, I'm renting a car. If you want to ride with me, you can ride with me. So her mom.
Oh, I didn't know that. That was nice.
And all I could think about was my kids. My son's, going
Yeah,
to be 20,
right.
and Sophia, my
Right.
stepdaughter, is going to be 20. All I kept thinking was this young girl. Like, what if that was one of my kids?
Right.
So I went down. They would not give us our luggage. They would not release our luggage to us. Her and I both had checked luggage. So this guy who was also waiting, like half of our plane walked down and said, that's it, we're out of here. We're going to rent cars, because we all were going to the same destination. Right. So they all went and got Ubers, or they rented cars or whatever. This guy had an air tag in his luggage, and he goes, I know where our luggage is. Right. So we're following this guy, and here they took all our luggage off the plane and locked it up in an office.
Aww.
So we're in baggage claim, and we're trying to get somebody in baggage claim to give us our luggage. There's no employees in baggage claim. So I call like the airport, and somebody answers like airport customer service. And I'm like, we need somebody in baggage claim for American Airlines to give us our plane. We have all gotten off the plane. We are not getting back on a plane. And then we get the cancellation notice that plane was not going to fly anyway. So the people who stayed upstairs, I don't know how many people stayed upstairs, but it didn't look like very many.
Oh my.
I don't know if they offered those people rooms, but all they had to do was tell everybody, get on a bus. We're going to get on a bus, and the bus is going to
drive you to where
drive us to, if they would have just did that, it would have solved a lot of problems. But they didn't. So I got the rental car, and I drove, and this young lady and I said, the only thing you need to do is just talk to me the whole way, because I have been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. Now I did nap on the.
Did you talk to her mom?
She had her, like, I think she was texting her mom and her boyfriend and stuff,
Yeah.
But she was a very sweet girl. She's going to school for science and to be a dentist. And, I got to know a little bit about her. It's a very good girl. She kind of reminded me of Sophia a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nice to have
Did
somebody
she talk to you the whole time?
She talked to me the whole time. She didn't fall asleep.
Good. Well, a lot of times people want to listen to their phone or their music.
No, she talked. She's very sweet, and yeah, she's a very nice girl. And she's like, "Oh my God, you saved me! I didn't know what I was doing." So we didn't get our luggage. And yesterday I called the airport and said, "Where is my luggage?" And they said, "Oh, it's not arriving until 10 o'clock tonight, which was yesterday. And I said, why is my luggage not arriving? That means I wouldn't have arrived until 10 o'clock.
Right.
You know, I was like,
Right.
so I'm so glad I rented a car.
Yeah, those air tags, that's what I did when we went to Alaska. That's why I tracked down my luggage that was sent to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Your
Yeah.
luggage got sent to Pittsburgh?
Well, yeah, I was supposed to.
So Tracy
Nancy,
and I did the same thing. We got off at Allentown and we drove because
well,
we had
Philadelphia took us on bus to Allentown. And then from Allentown, Nancy took me to a point where my husband came and got me in Harrisburg. And then Doug and I, the next day, we had to go to Pittsburgh and get my luggage because the plane just took my luggage and away it went. So we
yeah,
were
because
supposed
Tracy and I had the same problems coming back from Alaska. We couldn't get our flight back to Pittsburgh in time.
Yeah.
And I said, forget it. I'll drive us back to Pittsburgh.
So we
Yeah.
got stuck in Alaska for 2 extra days.
Really?
Yeah, our flight we got to the airport like right after the cruise, like in the morning, and we hung out in the lounge for the morning. And then our flight was at like in the afternoon. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And they moved our gates twice.
Oh.
And then the last time we just moved to the last gate, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're canceling the flight."
Well, we had lots of problems getting home from Alaska.
And
we had
poor
lots of
Tracy
problems.
was sick as a dog with COVID.
And I felt so bad for being on a plane and being sick, you know, like I was trying so hard not to sneeze or cough or anything, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt miserable.
She looked miserable. She was so sick.
Yeah, because there was a couple of people in our group that ended up with
COVID. Yep. Yep.
My asthma flared on me. I did take a COVID test. I didn't end up with COVID, but my asthma flared. So I was like miserable too. I was like using my inhaler and cough drops and everything.
We do have a question. People would like us to remind them what stamps we're using. So I'll
link. Well, Catherine's been linking them.
So Catherine, the birthday set is Baby Critters 5400.
Yeah.
The paper is Mini Birthday, and that is 5873. And then the tag, it's the tag stitch dies, and that one is 5132. And I can repeat any of those if you need.
I'm putting it in the comments now. And Catherine has been updating the comments.
She is so amazing.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. I just
meant
saw
to
somebody
send you all those links. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and I will put the links after we're done.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody comment about that, and I thought that would probably be good to review that again real quick.
Absolutely. And it's such a beautiful set. And I'm excited now that we know that we could foil with it. So that's going to be really fun.
Hot foil, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hot foil, yep.
That's going to be amazing. I love your lion.
So you're going to want to click the Art Impressions link that I've linked and then go into the search bar and put those numbers in there. 5,400 for the Baby Critters stamps and dies, 5873 for the Mini Birthday paper pack, and 5132 for the tag stitch dies. So click on the Art Impressions link, and then when you are ready to check out, the 10% code is AISW10.
That's on my screen right now too. So it's such amazing that they were able to give us a 10% coupon code. I mean,
amazing.
They're so like I said, such a generous company. So sweet. We have so many angels among us. Nancy, you were an angel to that young lady.
Yeah. So by the time I walked in the door, it was 5:04 in the morning. So literally I was up for 24 hours of travel.
That was just like Alaska, 24 hours.
Yeah.
You almost have to plan all this extra time just to get to your destination. It's just so difficult these days. It really has become.
Well, and normally I plan early morning flights because afternoon flights are usually the ones that get hung up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to take the first flight out of town so I don't have to deal with all this. And
yeah.
didn't work in my favor anyway.
Especially the weather wasn't in your favor too with all that fog. That fog was so
The
bad.
fog. Yeah, and then my sister called me yesterday morning. I had a couple meetings yesterday, so I couldn't sleep the whole day away. I did have to attend some meetings. So my sister goes, "Did you see what happened at our local airport?" So we used to live in Allentown. And I'm like, "No, what's going on?" She goes, "There's a plane circling right now. The computer failed. They cannot land until they get rid of all the fuel on the plane. And then they're going to crash land it."
Oh my gosh.
So our local airport where I used to live, which is a possibility that I would have flown out of that airport, computer failure, which is the problem that I originally had on my original plane.
Wow.
So they crash landed. They safely crash landed that. And I said to her, I go, I would have preferred for them to crash land the plane that I was on instead of flying around 16 times.
Right. At that point, you're like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was telling my mom today I'd like to go on a cruise someday, like to a warm place, like,
A Caribbean
those,
cruise.
yeah, like something like that. And I said, I think I would probably try to go out of Baltimore so I could just
Yes.
drive.
So I
Just
will
drive.
say Baltimore is probably, I am 2.5, almost 3 hours from Baltimore and Philadelphia, depending on traffic. And at this point, I think I would hey, Abraham, I think I would just drive to Baltimore and risk the 2.5 hours and fly out of Southwest.
Yeah.
I've never had issues with Southwest Airlines. This was all American Airlines. And Tracy, when we had our issues, that was American Airlines.
I remember American and Canada Airlines.
Yeah,
problems.
American Airlines or Southwest Airlines has never given me any issues.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
remember
so I need
whenever.
some help from the chat real quick.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I've got my card laid out here, and I've got either this really cute confetti tag cut or the stripe. I can't decide which color to go with.
Well, that's pretty.
I know. Like, I like both sides. So I'm like, which one do I use?
Flip it over again. Let me see.
Those stripes or confetti?
Oh, I'm going to go with the stripes.
Yeah, I like the stripes.
Yeah, I was originally going to do confetti, but then I looked at the stripes and I'm like, I think I like the stripes.
I like the stripes too.
Okay, so we got 2 votes, 3 votes for the stripes. Comments haven't caught up with us yet, so give them a second to vote, and then I think we're going stripes. Okay, and then our first challenge was we had to use an embossing folder.
Yeah,
also,
that's
right?
your first sabotage.
Embossing like heat embossing or embossing folder?
Heat embossing. You have to heat emboss something. Yeah.
Oh, heat emboss? I don't even know where my heat embossing gun is.
I can switch it to embossing folder if it makes
Okay,
it
let's
easier.
do that one. That one I know where my embossing folders are.
Yeah, we haven't done an embossing folder one before, Tracy.
Let's do that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm flexible.
You win that one, Amanda. Thank goodness.
I'm like, there is a gun somewhere in my craft room, but that would be scary.
My gosh, that's funny. You don't use your gun.
I don't. I'm usually
the watercoloring
simple
expert, not the heat embossing expert.
Sometimes when I watercolor, I like to heat emboss my image to get sharp, like little wells.
Yes.
Yeah, to keep everything sort of in the little area. But you don't
and that
have
would
to
work if you were doing like this, where I actually stamped with an ink. But most of the time when we watercolor the art impressions way, it's you're using your pens to ink up. So you can't emboss that.
No.
But yes, I do like the wells because it does keep you in line.
Yeah, that works if you have like a larger image with a lot of white space.
Yeah. I like big florals or in my better press plate and doing some stuff with that also. Because that also, the better press with the pressing kind of gives you that look.
Yep, you're right.
I think I'm done coloring my couple of images here.
And they're so stinking cute. Yeah, so I'm generally like right now I'm doing some foam tape. I generally don't do foam tape. I'm usually flat, simple, quick, fast, easy is the style that I generally lean towards. And there's something about like a tag, it has to have like ribbon in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some baker's twine or something for mine. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something about leaving it with either tying a little bow and putting it over the hole or putting some ribbon through it.
All right, so I did my watercolor markers. Now I'm gonna grab my watercolor pencils.
Ooh,
And
which pencils do you like?
I'm gonna use the Derwent, but
Okay.
I like the Distress ink too. Just a Distress ink by Tim Holtz. Those are nice too.
I've just recently gotten some of his crayons and I've been enjoying those also.
Okay. Did I say to you guys you should grab another medium for your sabotage?
No.
No?
Okay, grab another medium and please use a little bit of another medium besides the one that you used. Like we all did different kind of watercolor markers. So for your sabotage, I want you to incorporate like either a watercolor pencil or like another type of watercolor medium. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like if I wanted to bring my Lisa Horton interference inks in.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use ink. You could use like I'm going to use a pencil. Yes.
Okay. So are you guys team like foam tape, pop everything up? Are you kind of flat, one dimensional?
I like using foam tape because I think when you pop something out, it brings it to attention.
A lot of times what I'll do is I'll die cut the image 2 or 3 times. So it's using my scraps and pop it up that way rather than using foam tape. I use foam tape
That's a good
today because I
idea.
wanted a little more
Yeah.
shadow to it, but a lot of times I'll just do die cut it a couple extra times for that.
I like to use foam tape. All right. Let me switch over to my pencils now for my other
I
images.
like how close these dies get to the image.
Isn't it amazing?
Very
Yeah,
nice.
they get
right
very
up
close.
to the image.
Clean image, yeah. And I like that it cuts out all the extra little stuff too. So like
Yes.
with the hippo, there's some people that are really big into like if there's an extra space in it. So the hippo here, right in between the cupcake and the hippo, there's a little blank space and it cuts that little space out too.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah. They really think about all those extras. Okay. I have this little embossing folder that came with my Spellbinders little die cutting machine, and it's got these really pretty flowers and leaves on it. So I think I'm gonna color that with my interference.
Hi, everybody. Sorry we haven't been looking at the chat so much, but Catherine, our moderator, is just monitoring that. We've got our hands full here because I keep throwing in the sabotage and things like that because I know you all like sabotage. So I am taking care of you all that like sabotages out there.
Perfect. Catherine just put the coupon code in there, and then I will do a quick review of the sets that we are using today. So we've got the paper pad that we're using is the mini birthday cake, and that is 5873. The stamp set that we're using, which is absolutely amazing for baby cards, all occasion birthday celebrations, is 5400, the baby critter set. And then our tags and die set, which is part of our challenge, is the tag stitch dies 5132. And Catherine just put all of those in the comments for you guys. She is absolutely an angel.
I have a question, Amanda. What
Yeah.
water brushes are you using? Are you using paint brushes?
So Art Impressions does have, this is one of their older ones that they used to have. It's the Connoisseur #4. I've got a ton of different watercolor brushes that I like. I've got these ones from Spellbinders. It's their Fusion Yasumoto, and I've got their entire line, and I love them also. So the #2 in the Spellbinders one is equivalent to the #4 in the Art Impressions.
Okay, so that's a brush, not like a plastic brush with
No,
a
I don't do
barrel
the
that has
watercolor
water
brush.
loaded in it already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason I do that, the way that they teach it's called, watercoloring the Art Impressions way, is it's a very, what I would call, dry form of watercoloring. So when you dip your brush in the water, the first time you go in and you open up the bristles, so I'll show you that. And I just use this little medicine bottle because I can
Thank you,
travel with it.
Leah.
And you open the bristles up. So you take it and you roll it around. You're getting the bristles down at the bottom, being gentle, but kind of opening them up. And that's the only time you're going to come up past the metal this time. You're going to get all the water out of there. So you don't want water to plop on your image. And then after that, you only go halfway on the bristle. So you dip in halfway, pull it out, and then pinch it off so you don't have a lot of water. So when you're watercoloring, it's very dry, and it actually dries pretty quickly, but it gives you a lot of control over it. It lets you put the water where you want it. And I love it. It's quick and simple.
Is that why you use a little medicine bottle?
Yeah, so that's what my water's in.
I
Because when
was
I
wondering
travel,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't spill. So I can travel with it.
Yeah, but you had said about how, you don't dip it. You don't
And my
dip it.
water's clear. Like, I've been using the same water for probably like a month and a half, and it's still clear.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. The only time I generally have to clean my water is when I bring in the white. So if you want to add white to your image, we use a Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white, and that's the only time I have to clean my water because that does contaminate my water.
Very interesting. See, I didn't know that that was their little technique that they teach. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's really a dry form of watercoloring. You don't have pools of water on there. And you use a palette. So when you pull the colors out of the lines, if you're using the markers to stamp with, and then you use a palette to bring in colors to the rest of your image.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. In my day job, I'm a data analyst and very technical and, very lots of numbers, lots of data, Excel spreadsheets. So with watercoloring, I can follow rules, and the rules are to be free, relax, have fun, color outside the lines, quick, fast, simple. My artwork actually looks better the faster I go. The more I concentrate on it and the more I think about it, I don't think it looks as pretty.
Yeah.
So I really try to just quick, fast, simple, don't overthink it, just get in there and get it done.
That's why her name is the Nerdy Krafter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It fits me so well. Nerd by day, crafter by night.
We love it.
And for my birthday, just a few weeks ago, my mother bought me a mink foiling machine.
Ooh, so you'll be hanging out with us a lot.
So I'm going to be coming over to the dark side.
Yes. To this foiling side.
I'm going to become a foiling snob junior.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect.
I will give you lessons anytime you want.
I love it. Yeah, I need to know when your next class is. I'll sign up for your class. And
yes.
Get to
I will sign up for your classes and you sign up for my classes.
Amen, sister.
And I'll just go to everybody's classes.
I love it. I love learning. So I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do words of the year. And before COVID, yeah, so for 2020, my word was learn. And it was a blessing that COVID happened. And I spent so much time online have a PhD in YouTube now from all the videos I've watched, and, just learning, absorbing, whether it's work stuff or crafting. And I'm constantly watching everybody's videos to kind of glean little tips and tricks. And I love it.
That's great. I taught a class today. I taught a class in pan pastels. Sheila was there.
Oh, love it.
And everybody liked it. And they asked me to do another one next month. So that's cool.
The first time I saw those was Blue Night rubber stamps.
Yes. That's where we
So
got them from.
Yep.
I love it. I have not gone down that rabbit hole yet. So
Oh, I should probably teach a couple of those classes. Nancy could too. She's an expert with them too.
love it. I love all the different mediums that are out there and how, they bring your art to the next level. It's all about the tools that we have.
Amanda, I'm taking your advice and just going as quick as I can and coloring. And this is really cool.
Isn't it neat? Like, don't overthink it. Like, if your
Yeah.
shoulders are starting to creep up, like the more your shoulders creep up and you like start bending over your project, the worse it is. Like, just shake it out. Take a minute, shake those shoulders out, sit back, don't over concentrate, and just let it go. And the one thing with watercolor is the images dry back and they will change. So let it sit for a couple hours, walk away from it. I always tell my students this. And there was one day I was painting this really cute image and I was so frustrated with it. I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I grabbed some ink and I put a big X over it and I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and I looked at it and it looked so amazing. It had dried back. It looked so cool. And I'm like, now I put this big X on it.
Oh,
So I'm like, never do that. Just let it sit. And also go arm's length away. Remember, nobody's looking at it like right on top of it. They're not like holding it up to the camera and, right there. So,
right. And I always tell everybody, look, it's handmade. The person that you give it to, the recipient, is going to appreciate that it's handmade. They want to see the imperfections in it.
Absolutely.
They want to see that, that somebody made it. That's the novelty of it, is that there's not another one in the world like it. Even if you make multiples of the same card, they're going to be different.
And Bonnie says, sign your artwork. Sign every single one you do because they're an original piece of art.
Yeah.
Aw.
And
Nice.
it's so true because every single piece that you do will be different. No matter if you're using the exact same medium, the exact same stamp, ink, everything, it will never be the same again.
Right.
So yeah, she does sign all of her work. And I also recommend signing it, and especially when you're first starting, do the year and the month, because I was amazed going back and looking at some of my stuff from like January to December and seeing how you progress and grow and how things change.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a Facebook group. It's called the Art Impressions Way. And it
Okay.
is a community of art impressions people that love to get together, support each other, show off the projects that they've been making. So there's two of their corporate accounts. They have the Art Impressions Facebook group, and then they have a Bible journaling one. And then the Art Impressions Way is the other one. And in that group, I'm participating. One of the longtime art impressions crafters, she came up with Make It Simple Monday. And it's pulling out anything in our collection. So this month is mailboxes is our theme. And every Monday we put together a piece where we're bringing in one of our old stamps, whether it's retired or brand new, and watercoloring it. So this was my first Monday of the month. And then this is my second Monday of the month.
Oh, so cute.
And this is the third. And it's got little
Aw.
envelopes that pop up in here. So a little dimension. And then sneak peek for those people that are in the group. This one will post on Monday. And this is one of their window stamps. And there's a little bitty mailbox right here in the corner.
So I will get that information when we are done here from Amanda, and I will put that in the description for everybody.
Yes,
and I'm going to
join.
Yes.
It is such an amazing, loving group, like your group. Like, it is so supportive. Everybody in there just cheers you along and like, they're like, way to go. You did such a great job. Or if you're struggling, like if I've offered like, hey, I'll jump on a Zoom with you and I'll help you out with, your water control or whatever you're having difficulties with, because it's a community, it's a family.
Nice.
Awesome. That's what we love. That's why we want to support these companies, even though I think most people have heard of Art Impressions, that they are such a company that has been around for a long time. We want to support them to make sure they stay around. We want to continuously bring awareness to these companies. The customer service is amazing. Their products are amazing. It's family owned. People like Amanda. I mean, anytime you deal with these kinds of companies and you hear that they're design team members, and Amanda is volunteering designer, just like I'm a volunteer designer for Amanda and I, and Tracy, we all work real jobs during the day. So when we're a volunteer design team member, that means we work at our own pace. That means we are sent product and we are not given particulars. That means the company is like, hey, we appreciate you and you do this when you can do it. We love that about companies. We are not put under the gun.
There is one company that I have to post for every Wednesday.
Right. But you're a volunteer designer.
I have the time to get everything ready.
Right. But that tells you that when you continue to work for that company, that you enjoy working for them, you just listen to how Amanda is talking about them and how she, even her origin story with them and how she has, continued to work for them, continue to support them, their family, their product, their classes, their Facebook page. This is what we want. This is why we started Stamp Wars, is so you guys are aware of these companies and how good they are behind closed doors. Because a lot of times we find out in this industry, there were a lot of companies that have recently closed that we told you guys not good behind closed doors.
Right.
Yeah. And so when you find out these companies have been in business for a long time, this is why, because they take care of their people.
Yep.
Their office admin, Leah, is a doll. Like
I think she's on the chat.
Oh, good. Leah. I asked her if she could be on.
She answered a question about the products, if that's her.
If anybody has any questions about art impressions, this is the good time to ask it if she's still on, because she can jump in and answer those questions.
Absolutely. And I'm currently not on their design team. I applied years ago, and you know what? I kind of like the freedom of just being able to use our products and not having any restrictions or deadlines. Because I don't want it to be a job. I don't want
That's how I am. That's why I call myself a volunteer design team member, because they ask me, what do you want? Can you do this? And then they send me what I want. That's how I am with, like Gina K. That's how I am with Spellbinders. I am and I'm not on the design team. I am, but I'm a volunteer design team member. Like, yes, I get the products I want when I want them, and I get to pick and choose when I get them, and I can just say, oh, I think I'll skip this month.
Yeah.
Oh, this paper's printed on both sides.
Yes.
Awesome.
And it's so hard.
I love that, though.
So it's okay.
I love that it's printed on both sides. That's how I prefer. That's just my thing. I like it both sides, because then you can match things.
Well, and Bonnie designed these little journals, they're like ATC size journals, very small, that you can put works with. And the first few that she did, she was just using random paper she had in her collection. And everyone's like, oh, what's that paper? I need that paper. I need that paper. And it was like all retired stuff. And she's like, I can't even find this paper anymore. So that was kind of the catalyst for them creating their own paper line. And I love 6x6 paper. It is getting harder and harder to find 6x6 paper, but as a card maker, all of the images are sized to a card. So it helps so much when you've got like text on there and imagery that actually fits well with a card. So I love their paper pads.
Yeah, it's the right size. I know what you're saying. The scaling. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so hard. And now that PhotoPlay is no longer around, it's just hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pat said, Tracy, she would like a pan pastel class. So maybe we'll, we'll do a Blue Nights and a pan pastel class.
Absolutely. Yep. I'd love to do that.
I feel like I am running so slow today.
I am too, but it's a lot. It's a lot to work with, right? So
it's all fun. It's all good stuff.
I like these dyes and the color of them too. That helps to distinguish them in my stash.
Oh, yes.
I like that they're that color, because silver just matches everything else I have.
So for everybody asking where to get these items, we have Catherine posting in the chat. Make sure you have all chats on, all comments. So you need to go up to your settings. Don't forget to click the like button too, the thumbs up. But go up to your chat button and put it on all comments so you can see all of the comments. And Catherine is putting all messages up, and she's putting, the first thing you're going to start with is the Art Impressions link, and then you're going to search by the item numbers, which she is linking. So it's item number 5400 for the baby critter stamp and die set. It is item number 5873 for the mini birthday 6x6 papers. 5132 is the stitched tag dies. And then there is a 10% off coupon code. The coupon code is AISW10. So that's Art Impression Stamp Wars 10, AISW10. And then obviously that's 10%, and you can shop around for some other items as well. I'm sure that you might find some watercolor papers or some other stamps or
except
brushes.
for things that are on sale. It excludes things that are already on
sale
sale.
items.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I forgot to mention that, Leah. Sorry.
And they did just come out with, it's called a storybook die, and it has a selection of different ones. It looks like a postage stamp. I've asked a few times to have like a postage stamp die, and that's what it looks like. And they have all the stamps that are sized perfectly to go in that. So that just came out this week.
Stamps, right?
I don't have it yet, or else I'd be showing it to you.
Hi,
but
Suzette.
it is so adorable.
I saw it. I got an email from them on their mailing list.
Yeah, and it should be right on the homepage.
They sent it out, and it said, and I thought, those are so pretty. They're just, everything is so pretty.
And they do the work for us. Like, they do the shading on the stamps. They show us right where, to highlight and what to use. And they make it so simple.
Absolutely. Yep.
You are not alone. So do you guys have these Lisa Horton interference inks?
I have all of them that are available.
I think I do too.
Now, I will say this. I believe yesterday was the launch of Pink and Main's new release, and she did not send me the inks, but I did order all of the inks and reinkers, and I think it's the same.
Oh, wow.
So they are in the mail on their way to me, and I will let you know.
I never knew you could watercolor with them.
They're the new Twinkle inks.
Absolutely.
Well, I have them. I've never really used them that much, because I always thought you need to have them on black paper.
Well, you can. It works both on black and white, but the colors are so vibrant.
Okay.
So like here, I'm opening this one. So this side on the left is what it looks like on black, and this side on the right is what it looks like on white.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use them for watercoloring a lot because it works so well.
Well, I'll definitely take a closer look at your finished products so I can see what the effect is, with that kind of ink.
So I just stamped out some stars and some stars and some more balloons, and I'm going to watercolor those with some of my Tim Holtz watercolor distress pencils.
Okay. I colored my elephant in with the Derwent Inktense watercolor pencils. I'm getting ready to die cut all my stuff right now, and then I'll start assembling everything. The finish line is in sight.
I love it.
Somebody said stencil with them. It's gorgeous, those inks.
Oh, yes. They would be great stenciling. The ink blend gorgeously.
Okay. So you're using them right now on your tag, right?
Yep. I'm coloring in these little flowers.
Okay. I see. Nancy, what are you doing? You're doing your distress pencils right now. Yeah.
The one thing I like about the Tombow watercolors, and that's what they primarily use when they're watercoloring the Art Impressions way, is that so many of the colors have a variegation of colors mixed into them. So the blue has purple and pinks, and the brown is like an olive and green mixed in. So it's not a one-dimensional flat color. And when you add color to it, it really brings out all the different shades of the colors that are in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
watercolor, it breaks those colors out. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So when I'm
Especially when you're
looking,
doing florals and stuff. That's gonna be pretty neat.
yeah. So when you're looking, which pens or which inks you should use, that's kind of one of the things I look for, is something that has more than one dimension to it.
That makes sense.
Because you can watercolor with anything. I mean, you can use Crayola markers.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Actually, I
Thank
just
you.
saw something that Crayola is coming out with an alcohol marker line. They're coming out with 120 different alcohol markers.
Wow.
It was
That's
a toy expo, like Creativation, but for toys.
that's one thing I think I invested way too much money in was alcohol ink markers. I hardly ever use them, but I thought I needed them.
Yeah, I don't reach for them very often. I just
No.
find that it takes a lot of work to work with them. And I think watercoloring and color pencils are probably the easiest for me to learn with, and they're the
Yeah.
fastest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with the alcohol inks, the maintenance, pain in the butt to refill those things.
Yeah, and
Good.
it's expensive. They
Yeah,
are
and
not
they're
cheap.
expensive. Yeah. So I think I might have to sell mine. I don't see myself wanting to keep them. Can you believe it, Nancy? I'm going to get rid of something.
Yeah, well, I think your husband will be happy to hear that.
Oh yeah, he'll be happy. Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't miss pretty much anything other than when I couldn't find my Misty. I don't miss anything that I've decluttered. Other than that, I did have one of those similar to the Anna Griffin Empress things. I got rid of that, but
That's more like
that was like I didn't know I was ever gonna need that.
yeah.
But I gotta say the decluttering from moving has really forced me to like look at what do I actually use, what do I need, and what I don't need, and how many things do we have that are so similar.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how many? Like I honestly, other than using my Gemini foil press, I have not gotten my Gemini Junior out to use at all. I don't need it.
I got
So
it out whenever my wrist hurts for
yeah,
arthritis.
well,
If I
I
have a
understand that.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand that, but like
yeah.
I didn't need it. I didn't, like
But otherwise, that's the only reason I
yeah,
like to have it is if I'm hurting too bad to do the cranking.
yeah.
But then again, I have my husband. I get him to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Linda says she uses her oxide inks most. Linda, I sold all my distress
There you
inks and all
go.
my distress oxide inks because oxide inks to me leave that chalky white residue, and
Yes.
regular oxide or regular distress inks, they don't stamp very well. They're great for techniques and they're great for coloring, but they don't stamp very well. And I wanted one or two inks that I would use all the time. So those are one of the things that got purged were and I had all the distress inks and all the distress oxides.
Yeah.
They got purged because it was again something that I just realized I don't need all of these.
Right.
Linda said, like, how many butterflies do we need?
Right, Linda, you're right. I should purge some of those. She is absolutely right. I should purge the butterflies. And now the beach stamps. The obsession with the beach stamps, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because where you live.
yeah, because where I live, I'm like, I need all the beach stamps. No, you don't, Nancy. You do not.
Yes, you do. Art Impressions has some really cool ocean, like lighthouses and seagulls and ocean
Oh yeah,
stuff. So
I've seen those. Those are nice.
those ones are definitely in my love list.
Jojo also said she likes to use pan pastels. So yeah, we definitely have some interest there.
Have
Good.
to
Yes.
schedule a class. We'll have teacher Tracy teach it. Maybe we can get Blue Knight to sponsor it and give us a little discount on some stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, so let me follow my own rules here. I need to use something of an embossing folder.
Oh, I
And
did do an embossing folder on mine already.
Here's a tag, and then I'm going to do another tag.
Yeah, I got to get around to the tag. Although we are running.
We're getting close.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. We have to. This was a big bundle for us to work with.
But you know what? We're having fun. Like we're just
Exactly.
chatting and crafting and sabotaging. Tracy's like, oh, I want you to go get another medium. Well, she didn't tell us that.
Get another medium,
She's like,
mix it up.
I want you to use everything. Oh, I want you to emboss.
I don't know. What do you guys think that are out there in chat? Are they just trying to get sympathy?
Always.
Everybody thinks Tracy's the nice one. She's just not as loud and obnoxious as Nancy is. I have seen the other side of Tracy.
Oh yeah, we all have that side, right? Where we let loose.
Let me tell you, she's fun.
I did let loose on my husband last night. Oh my
It's
gosh.
the quiet ones you have to be careful about.
Yeah. That's
Well,
why
I love
her.
that, we're challenging to pull out all the pieces, pull in the paper, pull in, the
Yeah.
dyes, pull in the coloring. Because
Yeah.
the company's not just one dimensional. It's not just one product. They have
You know
so
what?
many.
Nothing here is hard to do either. Everything is really easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to play Stamp Wars? Then get out. Go away. Nobody wants to see you, Mr. Moyer.
What?
Get out.
Oh
He
yeah.
did great when he played.
Sure
Yeah,
did.
he won't.
Yeah.
He won't play anymore.
That's not true. I'm just playing with something else.
I hear you. Your music is very loud.
Can I bother you for 30, like not even 5 seconds?
Nope. One of the children.
No, it's not even that.
I'm not. No.
I just need your eyeballs.
Tracy threw a big sabotage at me, and I have to stand up to the challenge.
But it's really important.
No, you're gonna have to wait. Then we're almost done.
We're almost done. 10 more minutes.
This is a crucial one.
Then you go ask one of the childrens. They're both sitting in there doing
Well,
nothing.
you don't know.
Well, I can't
It's
help
a
you right
personal
now.
thing.
It's a personal thing.
Personal opinion.
No opinion.
How's that married life treating you there?
So far,
He was mad because he got married and then his wife left him on Monday to go to Pittsburgh and then came back a day late.
Oh,
So and then slept all day yesterday. So he's only seen me today. He did take me to retrieve my luggage today. That was nice.
Oh,
Yes.
he's a
At least-
keeper.
And he
At
bought
least
me a new pair of pants to ride the Harley.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh.
trying them on.
Some leather Harley pants.
oh wow, leather. Woohoo.
They're like pleather.
Leather,
Those
but
are real
still.
No, they're not. They're pleather.
They're
But
leather.
still,
I
I
don't
mean,
think they're
even
real
if
leather.
they're that, they're so cool.
Gotta be safe. Wear your helmet, wear your gear.
I always do.
Rock and roll.
I rode for like 3 years. I loved it.
Yep. Yeah.
If I did,
They're
I
saying,
would.
hi, Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hi,
Hello, hello.
Steve.
Now, Nancy, your trike would be, much more
I love my
user
trike. Yes.
user friendly.
Love
Yeah.
my trike. Well, Steve got a new one for his upcoming birthday. It was my wedding gift / his 50th birthday surprise for him. Yeah.
Now we just gotta get you to pay for it.
No. I surprise
It's mine
you.
is yours and yours is
Yes,
mine.
that's what I
Yeah,
said.
of course, yes, yeah.
I surprise you with bike. You make payments. You didn't say no. You can take it.
You're right.
You can take it back.
All right. Well, let me know when you have a minute because
Okay.
I just need an eyeball just to see if you think this looks right.
Okay. Soon.
Just put it on the camera. We'll all vote on it.
Love
Yeah.
you, Mrs. Moyer.
Goodbye.
Love you, Mrs. Moyer.
I love you too.
All right.
You guys are so cute.
And he has 3 wedding rings.
What?
He has his big Super Bowl diamond ring.
With all the diamonds,
diamonds on it.
Flashy, blingy.
Yeah, it's very blingy. It's very big. And then he has a silver one that's been, I don't know how they do it, but they anodize it or something. I don't know. It's black. It's a silver ring, but they made it black and it looks like a tire
Oh, cool.
that he wears like when we're out on the town and everything. And then he has a rubber ring that he wears for work because he's a warehouse supervisor. So
Smart.
he wears that for work in the gym. So he has 3 wedding rings.
My mom's husband got a silver dollar and the jeweler pressed it into a ring. And like you can
What?
see on the inside, you can see the printing of the coin. It's really cool.
That is
That's
cool.
neat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm in love with this little lion. Oh my gosh.
He is adorable. You did such a good job coloring him. So
Oh,
if
thank
Leah's
you.
still in the chat box, Leah, can you let us know what days Bonnie goes live or Kim goes live if you're interested in watching along? So I know it's a couple times a week. It's usually during the day, so I very rarely get to watch the live because of work, but you know that four-letter word that we still have to do so we can buy all of
Yes.
our fabulous
So we can
craft
buy all
supplies.
of these things. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, let me
But
get some.
yeah, if you can watch it on the replay, you can watch it live. They do like the new products or highlight a product every week. And then the Bible journaling, I think, is twice a month that they do that. But yeah,
My older sister is huge into the Bible journaling.
it is so fun. And it's just, again, so relaxing. The pieces are just so simple. You know, you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to stress about it. And they have specific watercolor paper that has a sticker on the back, so you can watercolor it there and then place it in your Bible.
Oh, that's a good
Or
idea.
yeah, they have a treat that you paint on, and then you can watercolor in the Bible if you want. So you can
That's
go
a good
either way.
idea.
Yeah, I kind of like the doing it outside and putting it in after the fact.
All right. Well, my first challenge is done. So here's the card with all the papers, the tag. I embossed the tag. So now I just have to do the tag challenge.
Hey.
So this is one of the images from the Bible journaling line, and it's the lamp light unto my feet image, and I use this during Christmas, and then I put a light up element from Pear Blossom Press on it.
Oh, we love that.
So I
Oh.
lit that up also.
I was going to make you guys do an interactive card, but I thought I threw enough at you already.
It would be fun to
This is
do,
going to
like,
be a 3
put
hour
this on a wobble or a
live.
spinner.
That's what I was going to have you do, a wobble or a spinner. Yeah. I just got a pack of spinners from Amazon, so I'm thinking of that. It's on my mind.
Yeah,
Well, when you
Amanda
do your
with Pear
follow up,
Blossom Press.
you can do that, Tracy.
Yes. Amanda with Pear Blossom Press just came out with a spinner. So
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
interactive one that
We're
moves.
going to have to reach out to her. We haven't had her on a Stamp Wars in a while.
Oh, absolutely.
She's sold out of her foam tape. We got it.
She is. So she's still working on the formulation. She's having a hard time finding somebody that can manufacture it.
Oh, okay.
I still have a roll that I covet.
I still have a roll too. I
Me
love
too.
it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
World's best foam tape.
It is. It's very good.
So I use it very sparingly, but it is my absolute favorite foam tape because you can reposition it for
Yes.
up to like 2 hours and then permit it after 24. Okay, so I think I've got both of the challenges completed.
Thank you, Leah. Leah is answering the questions in the chat for us as well.
Thank you, Leah. Okay,
Thank
so
you, Leah.
Throwback Tuesdays, the second Tuesday of the month at 10 Pacific time. Watercolor Wednesdays every Wednesday. That's the one that I started off with. And Bonnie is live for the first and second Tuesday of the month for the Bible journaling.
Great.
Oh, cool.
So that's
Okay.
8 a.m. Pacific. So I will get that information over to you also so you can add that.
Yes, send me everything and I will put it all in the description and the links. Everybody who is watching, make sure you are clicking the link that'll take you over to Art Impressions. And then you're going to look up the item numbers, which Catherine is posting for us. It's 5,400 for the Baby Critters stamp and die set, which are these wonderful critters. Sentiments are amazing, but I said you don't have to use these for birthday. This would be great for a baby announcement. It'd be great for any kind of celebration for a younger child, but they're just great, or any kind of zoo themed. And it's stamps and dies. We're also using these stitched tags die set, which have all these fun stitch tags and extra little embellishments to go with there. And then this beautiful pack of 6x6 papers, which are double-sided. And I said at the very beginning, you guys missed me molesting this paper. It's very smooth paper and it's double-sided, and we can hot foil on this paper. I can tell you right now, I will be sampling this paper to hot foil with the new hot foiling machine once it gets here. So I can tell you this is high quality, good paper. But it's 80 pound, 24 pieces of cardstock, 24 designs, and it's double-sided. So wonderful, wonderful stuff that they have sent us. So thank you, Art Impressions, again for sponsoring us. And thank you to Amanda for hanging out with us again. She's always loads of fun when she comes.
Thank you.
So
And they
glad
do
to have
have
you.
2 different paper sizes. So they have a 6x9. So if you want to add it into your journals and, you know, do a little bigger elements with it, they have it in that size. And then also the 6x6. But all the images are really sized to work very well with cards or mini album journals. So highly recommend the paper. It is one of my faves. I have, I think, every single pad that they have.
I could see myself wanting all of it. It's so nice.
Yeah, so the Valentine's one just came out. The other one that I've been playing with recently is the encouragement one. And this one is so beautiful also. I mean, definitely, you know, leaning towards the florals, the different stripes, different elements that are in here. And there's one in here and it says friendship on it. So friendship blooms. So I do find a lot of times they have one that has some sort of sentiment on it. So even for the birthday one, they have this one that says happy birthday in it. So I took one of the tag dies and cut that out as my sentiment for my tag. So it says happy birthday right here on it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I didn't even
very
have to
nice.
stamp another sentiment. I could just use the paper to bring a sentiment in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Somebody asked me if I have all the Tim Heller crayons. No, I only have 3 sets of the Tim Holtz crayons.
That's all I have. Sets 1 through
1, 2.
3.
Yep, that's all I have.
Plenty
I
too,
think I
by
have
the way.
one set of them because I just got started with them and they are wonderful.
Yeah, and I picked them up from Spellbinders. Also, the interference inks you can pick up from Spellbinders. So I will link all the additional items we're using tonight as well. If they're not on the Art Impressions site, I will link them for you guys as well in the description when we're done here.
Yeah, and the ink that they use is, goodness, there's a couple of things that they recommend for their watercoloring, and it is the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. So if you want to add a white accent to it, and then this Winsor Newton ink, it's a gold ink. So if you want to add a little gold shimmer to your
Ooh.
projects, you can watercolor with this, and it's absolutely breathtaking. It just adds a little, oh,
I bet
actually, just
that's
add a little to my
pretty.
projects. Why not?
Yeah, I bet that's really pretty.
That's cool.
It's just fun to add a little sparkle.
Always.
The other thing I will do is bring in like my Winka Stella, because these are watercolor pens that we were using. I can bring in even the Winka Stella and just add a little glitter. I am all for glitter as long as it doesn't shed. If it sheds and gets all over my house,
Yeah, that's
not
a
so
different
much.
story.
Yeah, but if it's like, you know, this gold paint that I can add a little shimmer with, if it's a Winka Stella type pen I can add a little glitter with, no shed paper, I'm all for it. And I have taken this Winsor Newton Gold, and on like the Bible journaling line, there's these little hearts, and you can paint the stamp and then stamp with it too. So you don't have to just add it as like an embellishment, as a little extra on your project. You can actually stamp with it, paint it onto the stamp, and use it that way too. We're all concentrating so much.
I did.
You can hear a pin drop. I love it.
I'm down to the last thing I need to do is assemble everything. I made just a little tag of this little lion. Oh my gosh, he is so adorable.
And that
I'm in love
balloon,
with
like,
that.
look how close that die cuts that balloon out.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Thanks. I love this little guy. He reminds me of the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, he does.
I love this paper. I love the
The paper's
stripes,
amazing.
pastels. Yeah, it's so pretty. I just have to, I don't know. I think I might use some foam tape. Yeah.
There is a succulent stamp line that Joel created years ago. And I'm in Arizona and I love that. And it's, I think, the only stamp set that he's actually designed. So I pull it out and use that quite a lot when I'm doing like Arizona themed stuff. But he does all the paper and then he does the coloring of the images that are on the stamp set. So, you know, like where to highlight and stuff. So he, in his own right, is extremely talented. He's behind the scenes most of the time. Yes. And his kids, he'll bring them on. They do like a live around Christmas where the family comes out and get to see the kids as they're growing up over the years. It's just an amazing family, a great company. They're so sweet and so caring. And
Well, they've been
I don't know if they're
extremely generous to sponsor Stamp Wars. So we would love to have them back again sometime in the future. They've been very, very generous. And the coupon code as well. I know our viewers are really going to appreciate using that.
Don't miss that opportunity to go pick up those things, especially like the new stuff that just came out. Like I am going to go purchase that after our live so I can get that in the mail and get it shipped out because it is super. I've been just waiting for that postage style stamp set to come out. So I was tickled when I saw that live this week.
Absolutely.
Leah says, Bonnie suggested a 1.5-inch brayer for the Winsor Newton gold paint.
Ooh, okay. That would be really cool. Oh, I like that. That would really add a lot of oomph to the project. So you use that to kind of go on your stamps to stamp it.
Oh, I see. Stamping with the brayer ink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I've just painted it right onto my stamps before. I've just kind of taken my brush and like painted it on there and it comes out beautifully. It just adds just a little bit of extra.
I can't wait to go back and watch because all these techniques sound so interesting. It's hard for me to watch what you're doing when I'm trying to assemble my card.
I know. And the last thing that Bonnie does a lot of times is she'll come in with the micron. So these little twin tone pens. So there's a whole collection of these that match with the base colors that we use a lot when we're doing projects. And if you're new and you want like, which colors should I get of the Tombos, they actually have a set that comes with watercolor paper, the brush, a palette, and the base set of markers that they recommend. And
it's a great idea, like a beginner set.
So like you can just get started. It gives you everything you need to get started and you're not, out there buying which colors do I need. And with those sets, like I teach all of my classes, my beginner classes, I only use that set. And then my advanced class, I bring in like 3 or 4 more colors because, we don't need to have full set syndrome. There's hundreds of Tombow markers out there. I own probably most of them, but honestly, this is what I use. So I have a little baggie here. This is one of the Pear Blossom Press bags. It's a collapsible bag so I can travel with it. And these are the markers I use. There's only about 20 markers that I use total.
Wow.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 markers. And then I just bought the full set of the twin tones. So I had them all before. I only used the blue and the brown, but I just got those in the mail today, actually.
Cool.
So you can do so much with those. But if you go in at the end with like your twin tone and you just highlight a couple areas, it just makes them pop. It's just that last little piece that gives your project the dimension and helps it pop off the page.
I made a 5x7 card, so that's not usual for me, but
wow,
5x7. There's so much to add to it. I wanted to.
What is that, like an A9 card?
It's a 5x7. Hold on, I'll get the dimensions. It's like I had like a whole box that I got here. Hold on. A7,
A7.
A7 size card. And my embossed folder was just like the full size panel when you run it through. I didn't trim it at all. So it's just a bigger
nice.
size panel. So I just put well, I'll tell what I did at the end. I don't want to do it yet because we're not ready for that yet. Soon ready though. Hope you guys got a lot of ideas from this live. A lot of good ideas, a lot of great products.
And the most important part is just get in
stuff.
there and do it. These are such small images.
Yeah,
They're so easy to color.
they are. Yeah, they are. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
What's the Nike just do it kind of thing? Just do it.
Yeah.
Pull it
Yeah.
out. Just do it.
Yeah.
Rita says she makes 5x7 cards.
Oh, okay.
I think 5x7 is making a comeback.
Is it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people started with 5x7 and then everybody went smaller. But I think a lot of people have been asking, because I know when I do my videos, everybody's like, you know, does that come bigger? Like, so I think people like to make bigger cards.
I think you can put more stuff on it. It gives you
Yes.
more real estate, especially like we were talking with the paper. If the
Yeah.
paper is sized so much bigger, you need a bigger medium to, for that image to actually make sense.
Well, and I think people think when it's a bigger card, it's more formal of a card, where they think a smaller card is like a note card.
Yep, that makes sense.
So I think, especially if you're like making like a wedding card or something, you feel like it needs to be a bigger card.
Oh yeah, I agree. Special occasions.
Or if you want like all of your friends to sign it for somebody like a birthday and you're doing a
Yeah,
group
like
birthday
an
card.
office card or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that this particular paper is not super bright printed. It's very pretty colors. They're not pastel, but they're not in your face bright. So they don't take away from your focal images. Sometimes we have background papers and they're bright and they take away from your image, or it's hard to match ink colors to your papers. But because these papers are really soft, the inks, they're very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And they generally tend to stay in the color range that matches the inks that they use a lot. So it does blend very well. Like I said, the base colors that they use the most, a lot of the paper blends in well with it because that's what they watercolor with. Wow, E. Miller, she says, in the past 9 years I've been card making, I've never made an A2 and have no plans to make one in the future.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. As I said, I get a lot of questions and people are like, does that come in a bigger size? Can you make that
Wow.
into a 5x7? And so I always try to mention when I'm doing something, especially like embossing folders or something, yes, you can make this into a 5x7.
I've never made a 5x7.
Or
I may have to
turn your papers in a certain direction to make it a 5x7, because I know I get a lot of questions from people. Hey, can I do that?
Wow. I think I'm gonna have to step outside my comfort zone and maybe try one.
Challenge yourself on your next challenges.
I know. So what I've been doing lately, like I said, with our Make It Simple Mondays, is I've been using the ATC size, so the 2.5 by 3.5 size,
Cute.
because it's just so much less intimidating. Like
Yeah.
I can paint something that's the size of a Pokemon card or a baseball card.
Right.
So, just keeping it to a smaller vignette really helps you feel less intimidated when you're starting out.
Yes.
But then take it and put it on a bigger card and highlight the amazing paper that comes with it. So, you don't have to just stay within that small image.
Right.
But I think I'm going to challenge myself to go pick up some of that 5x7. So I'll go pick up go like Hobby Lobby or something and pick up some
Hello,
of those cards.
Callie.
Yeah, what's nice, this came in a box and there was just the card bases and the envelopes. I had a lady that requested that I make some personalized cards. There's a poem that she likes about when you pass away, and
Oh.
she always gives it. When my sister passed away, she gave it to me. And I commented to her how beautiful that poem was. And she said that it's on her grandparents' tombstones in the back. So
Oh.
she asked me, and what I did was I just did it on the computer. I just printed it
Yeah.
on the computer. So she was happy with it. I made her like 25 cards, and then she'll have them for her. You know, so unfortunately, sometimes with funerals, they happen in a
Very
lot.
quickly.
At one time, you were like, oh my gosh, yeah, so that's why I have this size card base. But as I was making this card, I just thought that would be nice on a bigger card. So
I
something
would love
different.
if you'd share that poem because I think that would be amazing to have in my collection.
Oh, I certainly will. Yeah, I can share that. Sure.
So, Miss Nancy, I've been a maid of honor a number of times for friends, and I heard this at a wedding years ago, and I use it for every one of my speeches. And my prayer for you is that you lie, cheat, and steal.
Okay.
You lie in each other's arms every
Oh,
night.
how
You
sweet.
cheat death as long as you can, and you steal each other's hearts away.
Aww.
Aw.
That is so sweet. I love that.
So yeah, I say that at all my weddings now because like the first time you say it, you're like, you want what? You want to wish me to lie, cheat, and steal? Are you kidding me?
That is so cute.
What a great idea.
Amanda, you'll have to send me a card, put that in there.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8x8 cards. So Suzette says makes 8x8 for my mother-in-law, and she's very British. So she doesn't like the smaller
Oh,
cards. Yeah, I do
okay.
find that overseas they do like the bigger cards. I was watching a live the other day and they
Hi,
had a
Sherry.
very big square.
Yes, that is very sweet. Yes, we did a very. We weren't planning on getting married until next August, and we've had some health concerns with Steve's parents. His mom just recently suffered a major heart attack, and so it's sped us up on our thinking because it's very important for Steve's parents to see him get married. Steve has never been married, and I did not want to have a big to do about having a wedding because I'm not having my dad around anymore. So it worked out for us. Everything worked out perfectly, and it was great that I was able to have my mom there after my whole dress debacle. So yeah, it really did work out. I mean, of course, we would have loved to have more friends and family, but we plan on throwing a summer barbecue, and we'll invite our friends and family to come to that. I have gotten so many messages from you guys that have been so sweet on where you can send me cards or if we are registered. We do have, it's called a Honey Fund Registry. So if you're not aware, Steve and I did buy a new house this year. We moved to Delaware, so we don't need anything for our house. And I know generally that's what people register for when they are newlyweds. I am 49. Steve is 49. He's going to be 50. So we do not need anything for our house. So any kind of gifts or donations or anything like that, even just well wishes, can just be put on our Honey Fund account. It is an online wedding registry. And even just the well wishes can be put on there. What I didn't want was to get a whole bunch of cards. And here's why. I know that if I get all these cards, I do not have the time to scrapbook anything right now. So I would get all these cards, and as much as I would love to say that I'm going to keep everybody's cards, honestly, I don't have the time to scrapbook them or keep them right now or the space for them. So we decided to go with this online registry where you can give us your well wishes and we can keep that and look at it. And then what I plan on doing is printing those out, and then I can just print out that and put that into, when I get around to it, a online a what do you call it, scrapbook. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'll put that in the description later, but if you want to send us well wishes, you can do that on the e-registry. But I appreciate everybody saying, hey, I'd like to send you something, or what's your address? I want to send you a card. And we opted not to do that because I would feel really awful if everybody sent me cards. And I'm not trying to be selfish about this. I just don't want to have all these cards in the house that I'm not going to be able to do anything with right now. So an online registry was the best way for us to do it, where you can put your greetings on there. And then I'm going to print that out and I will put that in the book when I get around to doing the book.
That's
Someday.
amazing. And you can even do a digital book and put all
Well,
those in
that's
there.
what I'm probably going to end up doing.
Yep. That makes sense. All right. Nancy's putting the final touches on hers.
Yes, I am about done here.
Yeah.
I really love this paper. This paper is so gorgeous.
I cannot wait to see you foil that.
Yeah, it's going to foil beautifully. I can tell.
It'll be my new obsession, foiling everything.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you have the glimmer if you have the Better Press.
I don't. My mother has it, so I have.
Okay, so
I
you'll have to
her
go over
house.
there and do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on my list. I'll have to add that to my next Spellbinders order.
Yes.
She initially wanted it for Christmas 2 years ago. And the reviews weren't the best. I was reading everything and I'm like, I don't recommend it. And then like a week later, because everybody all of your devices listen, I came across a YouTube video where they were using the Better Press plates, which was fairly new a couple years ago, on the Glimmer, and they were getting fabulous results on it. And I said, okay, absolutely, yes.
I think it's just a learning curve. Just foiling in general is a learning curve. I think people just don't understand it. So when they don't understand it, it doesn't work. Right. So, it's just like watercoloring. Oh, that's so hard to do. Well, it's because you don't understand it. Right. So that's why I offer the foiling classes with the Mink machine and with the hot foiling machines. And now we have a new hot foiling machine coming to market. And I didn't want to invest in it because I have to buy a whole new die cutting machine for it as well.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
My thought is I am the foiling empress and I have committed to my Facebook group, which now we have 10,000 members, over 10,000 members in our Facebook group.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I've committed to you guys foiling, right? So I've committed to teach everybody foiling. And so I have invested, I bought both machines, the foiling machine and the die cutting machine. So I will be doing the hot foiling classes again. I will do some trial videos. My videos are always free. So there's toner foiling videos or hot foiling videos. They're in the playlist. So my videos, you can always go back and watch those. I do charge for the classes because the classes are one-on-one classes with me. There's usually, 10 to 15 people in the class. So you get individual time with me. If you have to ask a question, you can say, hey, Nancy, show me what I'm doing wrong. So, and oftentimes I'll send you a little something if you sign up for the class. So
and that one-on-one is priceless. Like learning those individual tips and tricks.
Yes.
And that's worth its weight in gold.
Being able to say, stop, raise your hand, show me what you got, and I think that's so many people have come to my classes and said, when's the next one? I want to do it again,
Absolutely.
So keep an eye out. If you are somebody who wants to learn foiling, if you have foiling machines, I do sign ups for the toner foiling, and toner foiling is using your Mink machine or your Fuse machine. Some people call it laminator foiling. Those are those classes. And then hot foiling is going to be using these beautiful papers.
Wow.
With your Glimmer machine, the new Anna Griffin Guild machine, and the Gemini foil press machine. So that would be hot foil, or the Go Press and foil machine. So those are now the 4 hot foiling machines that are out on the market. And I will become an expert with the Anna Griffin machine so I can teach you guys how to use that. So it's not that any machine is better or worse. They all work differently with your particular die cutting machine, because they all need a die cutting machine. For hot foiling, it's just learning your machine. And when you have the right tools, they'll work great.
And
I'm sorry.
Oh, go for it, Tracy.
I can't believe this has gingham in it too. The papers. Oh my gosh. Look at this, you guys. There's even a printout of the, I guess you would call this like the different papers. You could even make a card out of this. Oh, this is just amazing. This paper is amazing.
Yeah, so
I am
the back of the paper
over.
pack always has the sample, and then the front too. Like you can take the front and use this whole
Sure.
front part. Like, use
Yeah.
all of it. Don't let this go to
I'm
waste.
I'm just over the moon about this paper. Had no idea. This is beautiful paper. Just beautiful.
And they have paper for any occasion. I probably have about 20 different paper pads. So
That's what I
Wow.
like. Is
Yeah.
this paper is so universal. This doesn't scream birthday to me.
no. And like you said, the A side may have a birthday theme to it, but the B side has polka dots and stripes and gingham and, tons of different things. So you can use them all occasions. They have some really nice masculine line ones too. And then they did come out recently with some full scene ones. So that with their people set, they came out with like a pickleball player and a golfer.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're all active, and there's actually pre-made scenes that look like a golf course and stuff. So you can color the image and put it right on top of those scenes, and you don't have to spend hours building a background.
So don't forget, you guys have 10% off, and that is until midnight on the
25th.
25th Pacific time.
Yeah, midnight Pacific. Correct.
Such a
The
generous.
chat is so amazing. We love your cards. It looks gorgeous.
We have an amazing team at Foiling Snobs Club. I mean, just everybody is super sweet and helpful. We're there to create no matter how long you've been crafting, whether you have been, are a beginner or you've been doing it forever, whatever your talent level is, everybody there knows it is to have a fun time. And it doesn't have to be foiling. It can be any kind of crafting. You could be doing crochet. You could be doing coloring. You can be making stickers. We don't care. The rule is just be nice. That's what it's about. We've had nasty people and we kick nasty people out. Nancy doesn't play. So
Amen.
if your comments are rude and are not kind and not encouraging, then you get the heck out of my group.
I love that. And I found every time I'm in there, people are just so supportive. And so like, I'm struggling with how to do this. And
Yes.
like, there's 50 comments within a few minutes telling the person, try this, try that,
Yes.
do this, like so supportive and so loving.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's the Art Impressions has their own group. It's very similar. It's called the Art Impressions Way. And people post their projects or they say, hey, I'm struggling with this. How do I do this? And there's just so many amazing artists in there. I think all the design team members are in there posting things and encouraging people. So it's great. They do have a blog, and at least once a month, I think twice a month, they have challenges. So if you're looking for a challenge to participate in, because sometimes we need something to spark our interest and kind of get us in our creative juices, you can always go over to the Art Impressions blog and check out the monthly challenge. And I think they do either a weekly or bi-weekly challenge. And if you put your cards in and you're chosen, you get a gift certificate to go spend at Art Impressions also. So
Nice. So there's a giveaway. That's cool.
absolutely.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I love that for our competitive members. They love that.
Yes.
Nice.
Come in, use your products. Like, we really want to get people to change over from the stamp collector to the stamp user.
Yes, the user.
Don't let them sit and collect dust. Like this set I've had for years. I've used one of the stamps before. The dies were brand new. I'd not used them before, and I am just as guilty. I have so much of their products or you just get comfortable using the same thing over and over. So challenge you guys, pull out your supplies, use what you have, and buy these accent pieces that will just be able to be used on so many things.
You could win something. Who doesn't want to win stuff?
Amen.
So I'm going to go over to the computer and I'm going to put us on commentator view. And then Amanda, if you want to start out with what you used, which products, and then we'll go to Tracy, and then I will finish us off and we'll call it an evening.
Yeah, just walk us through what you did on your cards so everybody can know. And when you do that, Amanda, hold them up to the camera a little bit closer so everybody can get a nice view. Please do that. Thank you.
So our challenge was to use everything that we got. So we got some amazing paper, we got some dies, and then our images came from the Baby Critters set. So for my card, I chose to bring in the paper. and I used the polka dot and then the little plaid purple here, so the A and B side of this paper. I used my Tombow watercolor markers to color my little image in, and I used 2 of the tag dyes on this one. I then brought in the Winsor Newton ink, this gold, and I went around all of my images to just add a little bit of extra shimmer to it. And we always have to add some little ribbons in for that. Our second challenge was to do an embossing folder. So I brought in one of my Spellbinders embossing folders, and it just kind of reminded me of like carnival and pretty. So I brought that in and I watercolored my little elephant. Again, I used my Tombows for that, but for my tag, I used my Lisa Horton interference inks. And then I brought in the Winsor ink, the gold, again to highlight a little bit. And then instead of stamping another one of the sentiments, I used the paper and cut out this one that says happy birthday on it. So I did that. And then again, just some little ribbon to add in for my tag. And those are the 2 things I made.
Oh, those are great. And I love the embossing folder example that you used. And that's something that I don't do very often is to like color the flowers on the embossing folder. But you did a great job with that. It looks wonderful.
Thank you.
Very cute. All right, I think I'm going to go next and talk about what I did. All right, so I just colored the giraffe, the elephant, and the bird here using my Corrine. Well, actually, back up. The elephant and the bird were using my Corrine watercolor markers. The elephant was with my pencils. And right about that time is when I was listening to Amanda's advice on how to watercolor. And I kind of like how he turned out. He's got that, like, I don't know, shading. So that was very nice. Thank you for helping me understand that. I used the sentiment happy birthday. I also die cut a balloon and the star to make that. And then this paper is from the paper pack. It's like a pastel pinstripe, which the colors are my favorite colors. And then I had this embossed piece of paper in my stash and it just ties in so well because the elephant's wearing a ribbon and the embossing folder has little ribbons. So I just felt like I was going big on this. And so I did 5x7 and I just put a little silk ribbon on top of that. And I think that turned out really cute. And then for my for my tag, I die cut little elephant, lion. I can't use my words right now. The lion. He's so cute. And his big mane, he reminds me like the color. That's my dog's color. She's like orange and browns. She's a golden retriever mix. But anyways, and one year for Halloween, we dressed her up as a lion. And that just reminded me of Dolly so much. And I used the tag die from the stitched tags from Art Impressions. And I just put a little purple ribbon on top. So those are the things that I made for today's Stamp Wars. I had a lot of fun. I'll go on mute now.
Walk away from the computer. Hold on.
You have to
Okay,
unmute
now I
yourself.
got it. Sorry. And then my husband decides he's going to turn up the music real loud in his garage. So I think that's a hint to hurry up. All right. So here I did the pattern paper in the background. I did a pattern paper on the tag. I embossed the tag with the balloons 3D embossing folder from Spellbinder. So it's very subtle, but it's cute to have those polka dotted balloons. I stamped directly on the tag before I embossed it. And then I did the lion, the elephant, and then I did a couple extra, the balloons and the star there. So that one's pretty easy. And I colored these with the Zig markers. I love how they came out. And then For the second one, this was just supposed to be the tag, but I just kept going and put it on the card. But so I failed my sabotage of just doing the tag, but this was just supposed to be the tag, and then I got carried away. So this is some more of that paper. This is the candles. I took a strip of the happy birthday that was left over from the first card and put that there, and then some more of that pattern paper back here. And then this one I did the hippopotamus, and then this is another one of the tag dies, and I stamped it and put it underneath the hippopotamus for there. So there we go. So those are my 2 cards that are all done. And I will unmute everybody and we will say our goodbyes, and you guys can ask any questions that you have. Do you guys want to go face up?
Yeah, I just have to find my phone stand so I can do that.
Let me unmute everybody. Or you should be able to. Let me put it back on gallery view.
Okay, where's my little
There we go.
controller to switch the view?
I have to stand up on a step stool when I do that. Can't see because I'm short.
All right.
Uh-oh, Amanda's frozen. She's frozen and muted.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think I'm back now.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
thank
you are. Yeah, there you are. Good. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to hit your thumbs up. If you want to do shopping with Art Impressions, who was our sponsor tonight, I will have all the links down below along with the coupon code and the expiration date. Yes, I will link all of the products. And Amanda's going to email me those classes that she talked about. We'll put Amanda's Instagram and YouTube handle down below, as well as Art Impressions. Does Art Impressions have a YouTube channel?
They do. Yep.
Okay, so we'll link everything for Art Impressions as well. If you guys want to follow them, we will link all of that as well. And of course, Tracy's. I will be doing a follow-up video. When I do my follow-up video, you will then have the chance to win these products.
And I'll do a follow-up video too with the prize from my stash, because that's my way of helping to declutter.
Awesome.
And I can do the
Thank
same.
you.
I'll do a follow-up video, and then we have some amazing little freebies that Art Impressions send out, and
Oh.
they are like collector pieces, so I will throw some of those in and do
Ooh.
that also.
Very good. Thank you for doing that. You're so generous. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just love the products.
Thanks again for being our special guest and for helping us to get Art Impressions as a sponsor. I think it's been an amazing experience. Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me back. I had so much fun and love highlighting these amazing companies that, allow us to be creative.
So if you guys want to, make sure you follow Amanda, please, because she is always out and about doing so many challenges, doing classes. You might catch her at a stamp show. You might catch her on a cruise. She's always traveling, but we love having Amanda. She's amazing. And thank you again, Amanda, for being here. Thank you again, Art Impressions, for sponsoring Stamp Wars. But more importantly, Stamp Wars would not exist without the support of you guys. It's important for you guys to sponsor these companies. So please, take a look, take advantage of the 10% discount code, even if you just buy one stamp. That can help support the company and keeping them alive, keeping them in business. Our hobby is a hobby that unfortunately not a lot of young people are participating in. So it is important that we continue to support these companies, and that is why we do Stamp Wars. We just heard from Amanda what an amazing company this is, to be family owned, to have their children involved, their customer service, their teaching. So there's a lot of things that you can do. So just go peruse their website and maybe something will catch your interest. It may not be what we use tonight, but maybe it's paper, maybe it's dies, maybe it's one stamp. Take advantage of the 10% off. Maybe you know a crafter and you can just purchase a stamp and send it to them as a gift. But go check them out. See if there's something there that might strike your interest. Amanda said they came out with some postage stamps. That has been the craze for all of the stamping industry right now. Everybody has their own postage die and their own postage stamps. So if that's something that you have not jumped on the bandwagon yet, maybe now is the time. Go check it out and use the 10% off coupon and take advantage of that discount. But the discount is not going to last long. It is only for a few days. So go take advantage of it and make sure you follow all of our channels and catch our follow-up videos so you get a chance at winning one of the prizes.
Excellent. Thank you all so much. Thanks for hanging in there till 9:30, everybody.
Thank you guys. And we'll
Okay.
catch you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, bye.